Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred announcing that the league is taking the 2021 All-Star Game away from Atlanta. The move comes in response to new voter laws passed in the state of Georgia. The new law adds guidelines around mail-in ballots, voter registration, and provides state officials more authority around how elections are operated. Now, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed the changes into law on March 25th. Critics say the law will suppress votes, especially among people of color in underserved areas. Here's the statement from the Major League Baseball Commissioner. I have decided that the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport is by relocating this year's All-Star Game and the draft. MLB fundamentally supports voting rights for all Americans and opposes restrictions to the ballot box. And in a recent interview, President Joe Biden criticized the changes, calling it Jim Crow on steroids. For more on this, we bring in our Major League Baseball analyst, Jim Bowden. Jim, first of all, your reaction to this, obviously a big move by Major League Baseball today.
Well, certainly, and it's not an instant move. This is something that has been discussed for almost a month now. And Commissioner Manfred reached out to the 30 owners of the 30 teams. He had a lot of discussions with Tony Clark and the Players Association, as well as the Players Alliance. He also consulted with former players, present players. So this was a decision that took a lot of conversation, a lot of talk before they came to it. But look, Major League Baseball has always been a social institution, and there are times where baseball steps up for the values of the game and for the people. And certainly they felt that this was extremely important to not have restrictions at the ballot box, and that they wanted to make a statement. Now, obviously, it's devastating for the city of Atlanta. They're going to lose millions of dollars on this decision. This year's All-Star Game was going to be unique because not only was it going to be the normal home run derby and the futures game, but also the MLB draft was going to be held there. So this was going to be a huge financial windfall for the city of Atlanta. They lose that, and now the next thing that Major League Baseball has to do, Jeremy, is to decide where the location's going to be. It is not going to be Los Angeles. I was told within the last 10 minutes that the Dodgers were told that 2022 will be their All-Star Game, and they will not be the replacement site. They were originally scheduled for this year and then was moved back to 22. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but one thing's for sure, baseball's making a strong statement, and it's not just the commissioner. He's really representing the owners, players, and the game, and how people in the game feel.
Jim, I was going to say that this has that sports getting involved in politics kind of theme to it here, with something like this, not something that we see necessarily on a regular basis that we're starting to see more of. So, I mean, just how serious, how much discussion went on in regards to making this decision? Because as you said, it hurts baseball in a way because of the fact that it's going to cost one of their cities and one of their teams millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's just a lot of people throughout the game that felt that this was going to hurt a lot of people, and more importantly, the people of color. I mean, they really feel that this was wrong. And you're right, baseball normally doesn't step up to do a political statement like this. But the fact is, over the last month, the conversations have been so strong by everyone involved in the game, and I think that's the point to look at here. This isn't a commissioner going rogue. This is a commissioner that spent a lot of time talking about these issues, and it is such a big issue within the people that run the game and play the game that they felt like they had to make a statement here, and they've certainly done that in a very loud and strong way. So you're right, this is not normal. This is big news. This is not something baseball normally does, but I think everybody can see because of the situation that's involved in the values, and we the people is extremely important to Major League Baseball. We the people include everybody in this world that is a baseball fan. Inclusion is extremely important to the sport, and they felt like these new laws were really excluding people from opportunities to vote. And baseball wants to stand up for all the people because we are the people.
Obviously, there are other professional sports that play within Georgia and other professional sports leagues. Jim, you're a baseball guy, but you're also a sports guy. I mean, do you think that Major League Baseball making this kind of a statement is maybe setting a bit of a precedent? Do you think you could see other sports maybe following suit when it comes to looking at the state of Georgia for particular big events in their respective sports?
Well, sports certainly has an audience. And We've seen the kneeling of the national anthem. We saw all the issues from last summer where the pro athletes come and make the statement the way they want to. And the reason for that is the millions of followers that the sports get from people. And there are times where, the sports leagues feel it's a responsibility to step up and do the right thing. And that is the case that we're seeing here in baseball. Is this going to lead to more political statements? I don't think so. I think this is kind of a very sensitive issue, and this is something that baseball, can adjust. For the city of Atlanta, they lose millions of dollars. This doesn't mean that down the road Atlanta won't get another All-Star game. It doesn't mean 2 years from now or 3 years from now that they won't get another one, because I believe at some point they will. And this is a setback, not only for the Braves, but for the city. But sometimes there are issues that are bigger than the game that, you've got to kind of defend the people here. And that's what Commissioner Manfred and the sport is doing here.
Yeah, Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp signing the changes into law on March 25th. Our Jim Bowden, always informative, always insightful. Jim, thanks for hopping on and joining us to talk about this big story from Major League Baseball this afternoon.
Thanks, Jeremy.
And of course, there are a number of games on the Major League Baseball schedule as the season is just getting underway. Rays and the Marlins, an all-Florida affair taking place tonight at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Dodgers taking on the Rockies, White Sox at the Angels, Athletics hosting the Astros, and it is the Padres taking on the Diamondbacks in the nightcap.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.